Assalamu alaikum class. I am your physics teacher Iram. We are discussing about the waves. We have discussed about the different characteristics of waves and the types of waves. Today our topic is the ripple tank. As you can understand from the word ripple, it is about waves. It is a device used to produce water waves and to study their characteristics. It is a device in which water is used to produce waves in it and to study some characteristics of waves. Let's discuss about the construction of the ripple tank. It is a laboratory instrument in which we are having a glass tray. You can see here, this is a glass tray in which water is filled. Shallow tank of water means it is not so very deep, it is shallow. And the table is also, its top is made up of glass so that we can see the shadow of the waves present in the tray under the table. Here is a viewing screen. The screen is here for checking how the water waves behave in the shallow tank. The light is here, a bulb is here to illuminate the water waves which are present in the tank. A power supply is here which will give power to the vibrator. A vibrator is, here is an oscillating pedal. This wooden pedal is here on which it is hanged from the stand and it is joined with the power supply. When this power supply is turned on, the pedal will start oscillating. Firstly, when it was off, the water was in its rest condition, it was undisturbed. When this power supply is turned on, the pedal will start oscillating and it will disturb the water, and the disturbance will be transferred in the form of waves to the other end. Means the water waves will start to travel in the forward direction. This is the direction of travel of waves. So that was the construction of ripple tank. Let's discuss about its working now. First of all, you can see from the figure here that some bright and dark lines are here on the screen. Why they are here? Because as we know that the water waves are transverse waves. They travel in the form of crusts and troughs. The position of the wave upper from the normal position are called crusts, and the part of waves below the normal position are troughs. So the water waves are transverse waves. Here is a water wave, you can see here, in the form of crusts and troughs. These are the light rays coming from the bulb. The light rays which are striking the crusts, which are passing from the crust, will illuminate the sheet, but the light rays passing from the troughs will appear as dark lines. As the water waves are present in this way, this is the side view of the waves. So all the light rays which are passing from the crust will appear as a bright line here, and the light rays coming from troughs will appear as dark lines. Means where there is no dark line, it's a bright line, it's a bright area, so we can say that is showing the crusts there, and the dark lines are showing troughs of the waves. Now, why we use the ripple tank? Ripple tank is used to study these characteristics of waves. Number 1 is the reflection, number 2 is diffraction, and number 3 is the diffraction. These three characteristics of waves can be studied by the ripple tank. Today our topic is reflection. Today we will discuss about reflection of waves. What is reflection? Reflection is the change in the direction of a wave at a boundary between two different media, so that the wave comes back to the back into the medium it came from. The most common examples of include the reflection of light, sound, and water waves. So what is reflection? It is actually the change of direction. Like you can see here in this figure, a light ray is coming. Suppose this is air and this is glass. So here are two mediums are here. We can say that the two mediums are here, air, one medium is the air and second is the glass. The light ray incident is incident in air and striking the surface of glass. So this is called incident ray, which is incident. The light coming from the air is incident on the glass. When it strikes on the boundary of this glass, it will reflect. It means the incident ray is coming from air and it is striking the glass, the second medium, and again it will come back to the air, the first medium. So we can define reflection as reflection is a change in the direction of a wave at a boundary between two different medium. Here first medium is air and second medium is glass. The light ray is coming from the first medium and striking the boundary of second medium. So when it strikes the boundary of second medium, it changes its direction and go back to the first medium. This is the reflection of waves. The most common example means the waves, the light waves, sound waves, and water waves undergo reflection. Other waves also undergo reflection. Here we are discussing about water waves. So how the water waves are reflected in the ripple tank, you can see from this figure, as the water waves. Okay, here we are discussing that we must have two mediums here, but here we are just taking water, so we have to take a different medium here. Let's draw a medium here. For example, let's take, we have placed a wooden bar here at some angle to the water waves. Now water waves are traveling like this, they are moving in this direction. Now this is wood, so it will serve as our second medium. So water waves are traveling in this direction. When they strike the boundary of this wood, they will, you can also take a glass here, you can take a glass here. Let's take it a glass slab, any type of medium, just you have to take another medium. So these water waves are passing in the ripple tank in this direction. When they strike the boundary of this second medium, they will change their direction, means they will come back to the water. In this figure you can see a normal here. It means it is a normal is an imaginary line which is perpendicular to the boundary of second medium, so that we can see that the angle which is incident ray is making with the normal must be equal to the angle which the reflected wave is making with the normal. This is the law of reflection. Any wave which undergo reflection must obey this law, that the angle of incidence must be equal to angle of reflection. This is the law of reflection. So the water waves must also obey this law. Let's draw a normal line here so that we can see whether this angle of incidence is equal to angle of refraction or not. And how you can see it? By you will get a shadow of this second medium here. You can measure the angle of incidence and angle of refraction from this. on the screen, this will be the normal line, this will be the direction of reflected waves, these are the incident waves, these are the reflected waves. So the angle of incidence must be equal to the angle of reflection here. Let's see this figure, it will make you clear all about that. This is the boundary of, this is second medium represented by the black line. Incident waves are striking the surface of this medium like this. Here we have drawn a normal line and angle of incidence is represented here. Whenever a wave strikes here, it will change its direction and go back to the water. Water waves are here, they will just change their direction. So we can say that the water waves are undergoing the reflection here. Here the reflected waves are here. Here you can see these wave fronts. This is the upper view of, you are seeing the upper view of these wave fronts here. These bright and dark lines are represented crust and troughs. So whenever these are striking the barrier or the second medium, they will change their direction. Now you can see that they are moving in this direction. Here they are like this, they are changing their direction. I will share a short clip from the actual ripple tank so that you will be clear about the change of direction of the water waves. Hope you will understand it. In case of any problem, you can um, ask from me. Next is the weekend, so take your time. This is a somewhat difficult topic, but just you have to read out first from the book and then watch this video and the clip I will share. Then you will understand all about the reflection of water waves from the ripple tank. Thank you.